But you know, look, this is now, he's gone. The building behind you is empty. The cleaning crew is there. The movers are coming in, and it is now Joe Biden's day. I mean, it always was, but now the focus is squarely on him, as it should be, and on Kamala Harris, and the history that the two of them are going to make together in just 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting story between the two of them. It's fitting that in Joe Biden's life, so many things have kind of bookends. And her relationship, Kamala Harris's relationship with Joe Biden, goes back to his son, Beau Biden, who is kind of at the heart and the soul of so much of what Joe Biden does. You hear him often talking about how he thought he would be attending Beau Biden's inauguration, not necessarily his own. And it's that relationship that I think they bring with them to the White House. And when I spoke to Kamala Harris a couple of weeks ago for our documentary, we talked a little bit about how after this presidential campaign where she ran hoping to be president against Joe Biden, and they had a really tough moment on the debate stage where she gave her personal story about busing, how they resolved that. And this is what she said about what Joe Biden, what their ability to resolve that relationship says about how Joe Biden is going to govern. Did you worry, though, that the politics of the situation would potentially throw a wrench into the personal relationship that you had with him?
No, I mean, we were, listen, the thing that I can tell you about Joe, and is evident by the fact that he asked me to join him on the ticket, is that it is the point that is made, you know, whether we talk about our commitment to bipartisanship, to bringing the country together and unifying the country, to healing the country, there is an assumption and a knowledge among realists that there will be disagreements based on life experience, based on perspective, and there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. If it is born out of, you know, values and principles and not, you know, and as Joe likes to say, I love it when he talks about, you know, you don't question people's motivation, but, you know, you can agree that there are disagreements.
Ultimately, despite all of that, your presidential run ended somewhat early before the voting began.
Yeah.
You know, why do you think that was? Why do you think that your candidacy didn't break through at that time?
Well, I'll tell you, making a decision to get out of a race is probably as difficult as making a decision to get into a race, especially when you're talking about running for president. And there are a lot of factors that go into that. And the decision to get out of the race was a difficult decision, but I'll tell you, you know, the fact that it turned out the way it did also, I think, speaks to the reality that there are, you know, decisions you make along the way based on what you believe is the right thing to do, and here we are.
So obviously this is a big day for Kamala Harris as well. She'll be the first woman, the first black woman, the first South Asian woman to ever be elected vice president of the United States. And that is an achievement for this country, for sure. It is a major, major moment of history that is happening on this day. And even though there won't be really anyone here, frankly, in Washington to celebrate it, it's a massive moment for people all across this country who, just like they did when Barack Obama was elected in 2008, want to celebrate this moment as a mark of progress for this country.
No question. I saw a meme online yesterday with a picture of Kamala Harris that said, "Today is the last day there will never have been a female vice president." And it's true. I mean, starting at, you know, little after noon, history will be made, and we've said it so many times since she was picked, and then of course since they won. But it's going to be in action. And one of the things, I mean, your documentary was really terrific, Abby, but one of the lines that I still remember is that moment that she had with Joe Biden. Afterwards, she had a sugar high because she was really popular, and then it came crashing down. But she came back in a way that the same way that Joe Biden did when Barack Obama picked him. And it's just such a reminder that it's about being prepared, it's about being ready, it's about being special, but it's about timing.
And relationships as well.
Yeah, and it is such a moment, not just even for the country, but for the world. The United States of America is a country that represents a lot of things to a lot of people. And one of the places where we have lagged is in representation, pardon me, in our leaders. I mean, I saw a meme or a video on Instagram, whatever you call it, just a picture. All it was a picture of every single person who has served as vice president.
Yep.
And then it ends with Kamala Harris. And it's just, you go dozens and dozens of men, all men, almost exclusively white men. There was a Native American vice president several decades ago. And then all of a sudden you have Kamala Harris's smiling face, and it just takes you back, and you're just like, wow. It's really kind of embarrassing that we've never had a woman serving as president or vice president, but now that cannot be said anymore. And it is, you know, the United States of America in so many ways is an idea, and we're constantly striving to achieve that idea and those ideals. And whatever you think of Kamala Harris's politics or Democrats or whatever, like, this is one more step towards achieving what the U.S. is supposed to stand for.